A.N. This chapter is really intense because there's a lot of action. It's my life. Chapter 10. Who is Cave Johnson? I got ready to step into the time machine with Wheatley when a guy showed up who looked like my dad but more mean.
I am Cave Johnson, who is Gabe Johnson's more evil twin.
He lolled like bad, and some guys came up from behind him.
I also cloned all your friends to make evil ones. They're called Teen Fortress 2!
Because they are in high school. Get it? I knew that Caroline had powers now, so I just went into the machine when the evil demo mode exploded. It was so sad. I'd finally got it away to return to the time, and now it was gone. No! I yelled like the sun, and my powers glowed all around me with sparks and lightning. I am Demon Man, said the Demona Man, and he fired bombs at the evil guys. But Cave Johnson lolled some more and said,
I have made the immune with shield. You cannot hurt them.
My powers were still charging up, and they finished, and I fired a bolt of electric stuff at Cave Johnson, but then he fired a bolt of electric stuff to me!
Aha! The evil engineer gave me powers like yours, Marissa. Now you will die.
He shouted more powers at me, but I had a trick. I still had me portal gun. I powered up the gun and fired a black hole to where Cave Johnson was. The black hole started sucking up all the things, but Cave Johnson could fly and escaped. Can I fly too? I asked in shock at the power. No, you can only space flight, but I'll put the power Caroline because she's your mom. So the engineer talked out Nettle again and put it in Caroline, and I started to hoover. Fly on! I yelled and soared towards Cave Johnson, who was at the tracks beating up all the football players and trying to molest the cheerleaders because he was an evil jerk like Atlas and Peabody. Hey, you big jerk! Cave Johnson, piss on someone your own size! I smirked with hands on hips.
No, you don't, you die!
Cave lolled and shot lightning bolts and power missiles at me. I used my detective power to figure out where he would fire and be in another place when he did.
How can I not hit you with all my big booms?
I lolled at him. That's because you're a bad guy, and bad guys lose. Then I shot him with the biggest power-up I ever had, and there was a big flash, and Cave Johnson was gone. I flew back to the gym and saw Cave and Caroline and Wheatley and the good Teen Fortress 2 cheering, Marissa! Marissa! Yay! They were all so happy and proud of me. It brought the tears to my eye. You guys are all the best. You should come with me and Wheatley to the future. Gabe Johnson looked sad and told me,
No, Marissa. If we go life in the future, then it will break the time stream and cause a paradox.
I cried a little more and hugged Gabe and Caroline.
I guess this is goodbye, my great future daughter.
Caroline sniffed. Also, you must have another child named Chell, but she will be less hot and pretty than me, okay? They both nodded. Okay. And we were all happy. Marissa, I've repaired the time machine. It's time for you and Wheatley to go home, the good engineer said. I picked up Wheatley, who was asleep because he didn't have his rail to charge on, and stepped into the machine. Lights started going and flashing when suddenly Caroline got shot. It was not dead. It was just a trick, Cave Johnson said, holding up the gun. Gabe went on the ground and cried some, and then stood up and screamed, Then, with all the furry from his whole muscly body, Gabe Johnson kicked Cave Johnson and blew up his head. Cave Johnson has died for real now, but at what cost? Gabe ran to Caroline's body. I couldn't, because the machine was still powering up with me in it. Caroline, please be okay. Gabe cried to Caroline, and blood was coming out of her everywhere. I'm sorry, Gabe, but the wound is fatal. She will die soon, the medic said, with a tear in his eyes. Gabe, Marissa, I love you. Then she died. Gabe cried again. I will build you a new robot body, Caroline, and it will be called GLaDOS. I omouthed, but before I could stop him, the time machine sent me back to the future. To be continued! Oh no! Now Marissa and Wheatley are back in the present, but Caroline is turned into GLaDOS. And what has happened in Portal Labs now that Chell and future GLaDOS are fusioned? Find out next time on It's My Life.